You've spent the entire week with Operation Lone Star, and I know you've got some amazing footage that you'd like to show us today.
Yeah, I got to tell you, we tried to go to an area not regularly seen by the American public just because of the remoteness itself. So take a look at Big Bend sector and what Texas Department of Public Safety is doing to try to secure the southwest border.
We've been embedded all week long with the men and women of the Texas Department of Public Safety's Aircraft Division, both in the air and on the ground every single day. And I can tell you that we've arrested everyone from drug smugglers to also illegal crossers in some of the roughest terrain along the southwest border.
As we made a turn, I saw a glint of green that didn't match this green. Came back around and we found those bundles right there, and then our pilot saw a dude taking off, and at that point he pinned that guy. We climbed, tried to get all the assets over here to help us. Operation Lone Star is an initiative that DPS is helping and controlling and working the border here. We work very close with our Border Patrol partners. We work very close with the county. We work very close with the city. If it's a law enforcement entity that's on a group of people, they're on our radios, then we'll come up and help them.
Jimmy Morris has more than 20 years experience as a Texas lawman and is known along the southwest border as one of the best trackers.
Okay, so we're flying out and we see some tracks right there. We come and check out the tracks. It looks fairly fresh. Last night the guide left them, and so they just kept on walking and laid up here.
How much did they pay, Andy?
¿Cuántos es 8,000 en americano?
$8,000.
8,000.
8,000 to be abandoned 3 days in.
Yes.
Is that pretty normal where smugglers just abandon them like this in the desert?
Yes, sir.
Even after they paid all their fees, all their money, they just leave them out here?
All the time.
Since the beginning of Lone Star, we have now over 9,100 criminal arrests. Of those arrests, there's over 7,000 felony charges. We have sex offenders crossing. We have felons crossing. We have people that are coming across with drugs, and these drugs are in the back doors of these ranchers.
All the way from Brownsville, Texas to El Paso, the American ranchers' property is getting trashed by the open border policies that we have in place. And there's, as you can see, backpacks, flip-flops, water bottles, food, absolutely trashing the American ranchers.
I interviewed Lieutenant Justin Hilton, who pilots one of the most advanced aircraft operating along the southwest border.
They can do that.
Justin, can you tell us a little bit about this aircraft?
Yeah, Jason, this is it's one of two we have in the fleet. It's a Pilatus PC-12. It's a high-altitude aircraft.
How far the standoff capability do you have with this aircraft that you can talk about?
I've seen stuff 20 miles off. Where this thing has really come in handy is in Del Rio sector. You've been there. You see how rural it is and the pursuits that are daily occurring down there. Obviously, helicopters got limitations, distance and speed. So, 80, 100 miles is nothing in this.
We had amazing access this week to see what Border Patrol and troopers operating in Big Bend are going through as they do everything they can to protect the southwest border. As we close out here for this week, I want you to know that they truly are the vanguards of our nation.
Jason, what amazing footage and an incredible journey that you were on, and very impressive work. The American people are not seeing those images. They're seeing them here, but they're not typically seeing them. I have to ask you, Jason, is there a bit of resentment when you talk to the DPS guys who are running Operation Lone Star? This is usually something that Washington kind of takes the lead on. Do they feel like that Washington has sort of abandoned this mission?
Yeah, there's a real frustration there in regards to the fact that, the state is having to step up once again when there are so many other issues. Yeah. I don't know if it's really understood or not, but the men and women of this agency are working 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
Wow.
And rotating from across the state, every asset from your Texas Rangers to all of your aircraft to all of the Texas Highway Patrolmen, CID, and others. And this is set to go on for probably the next 3 years, guys. So when you talk about commitment to the security, one thing they will all tell you is that they do recognize that what gets by them is what it's going to affect the nation. That's part of the reason they allowed us to be embedded with them, to show what's happening. There's two things that really set with me on this thing that I had not seen previously. One is the sheer level of debris, the trash in that beautiful country, something I've never seen before. The second thing is that we were apprehending people at 3,300 feet. I mean, we literally had to land on top of a mountain. If you'd have told me we were going to be apprehending people that high up, I'd have never believed it. So
That's amazing.
it's definitely a different environment. We need to fix it.
Jason Jones, thank you so much. Great work this week. We appreciate you.
Hey, thank you.